Good morning, everyone. Good morning, DXN, and welcome back to another session of leveling up your health, wealth, and happiness in life. So, today we are continuing what we learned from last week. So, let's get straight into it, no more wasting time. So, as per the studies, our gut health can also be very much impacted by things outside of us. For example, exposure to pets, like exposure to pet dogs, they can actually, any pet, they can alter home dust microbiota. If your pet goes outside, comes home and licks you, it will transfer bacteria to you. Now I'm sure like everybody can agree on that, isn't it? So in the olden days, let's say like my grandparents generation, almost like I've heard my grandmother talk a lot, and almost every household had cows with them. Not one, but at least three to five. And if they were like very rich, even 10 or more. And when they fed the cow, the cows lick the hands. Obviously, that's natural. And the bacteria will be transferred from the cow to the person. And if these cows were, if they were nurtured with love, they were taken care properly, just like as if they were a family member, always made sure they were happy, right? The milk you get will be excellent, nutritious milk. Like the concept of lactose intolerant wasn't even a thing like way back, but when we started putting them in factories, right, they started being getting tortured daily, injected with hormones and so many things. They are undergoing a lot of stress. Their gut is already like destroyed due to the stress, and then injections, and their milk will also be unhealthy for us. Like this is from where these lactose intolerance, the whole thing, the concept actually started coming in from. Like there are so many unhealthy things in the milk, like there's estrogen, there's pus, there's blood. It's because of all sorts of injections and stuff, and the stress that they undergo. All of this can literally change the structure of the milk. So if the milk is like this, consider other things. Consider their, the flesh. We even eat like cows. Just think about it. Their mental stress, everything is impacting us in a very unpleasant way. So like the only reason there is a rise in sickness, and that too like a wide variety of them, because every day something new is coming up. Wide variety of something is coming up. It's because of the way the things are being cultivated, looked after, and manufactured. One second. Okay. Now, there's a similar thing with human beings. That is, when a mother holds her baby, she gets hormonal information from the baby's scalp, which send the information to the mother's brain as to like if the baby has any deficiency or what enzymes and things the baby needs. And only that type of milk is sent. So now if a mother has two babies, the two babies actually get different milk from the same mother. So according to the gut health, that is, if this day this baby needed this particular type of milk, then the next day, depending upon like the immune system and gut health of the baby, information reaches the mother's brain, which sends signal to the breast factory of the mother, saying these are the things that the baby needs. And during the next feeding session, right, all these things are given to the baby, like the vitamins, minerals, and digestive enzymes, and all the stuff that baby may need or is deficient of. So the bacteria actually plays a very amazing, excellent, important role. So now if you're in uh, contact with someone who may be having a disturbed gut or like gut dysbiosis, And contact as in like physical contact, like shaking hands, they could like also transfer the bacteria onto you, which is literally how the whole oh this disease is contagious even started, you know. Now some people do not like to shake hands or hug because they don't want that energetic exchange. If you've noticed, like monks, they don't shake hands or, you know, have some form of physical contact with the average humans. They do not want to be in contact with a lesser evolved human being. That's one thing. And it's because they don't want to like mix up their energy and transfer the bacteria, you know, which also explains the energy vampire concept. And just like feeling sluggish and tired when you like go to certain place or, you know, meet like certain people, we can't deny that, right? It is something everybody has faced. It is as real as you, as real as gravity. Then there's also like another beautiful concept, that is, before we eat food, if we pray, we are actually sending, it can be whatever, I'm thankful for my food, I'm grateful for my food, or like maybe a 5 sentence long prayer. We are actually sending positive vibrations to the food, which makes sure that the food is more easily digestible and even absorb its content to the best by our body. So there was a research that's done long back, and it's still in debate actually. So two groups of rabbits were there. Okay, one was given high cholesterol food and carrots, and another group of rabbits were given the same food but with one more ingredient, which is love. So the one who had received with love, right, who got the food with love, didn't get cholesterol, but the other one did. Now listen, this is very like people are like still, you know, fighting over it. They're still in debate about the whole experiment, and they're like doing it again, and they're like the result was different and things like that. But this is literally a spiritual truth. And if you eat with love, with expressing gratitude, the food is digested and absorbed to its fullest, to how much the body can absorb everything. Same goes with when you're eating junk food. Eat it wholeheartedly. You know, love the food you're eating. Don't even like have 1% of guilt in your mind, and the food will impact differently than it used to. So, like, figure out your emotions before you eat, and eat food in a happy, positive, and good mood. Don't be feeling bad if you want to eat a burger or pizza once in a while, or you feel like eating 5 slices of cake. Go ahead. Make sure you're happy when you eat it. So our gut, you know, is very much connected to our overall performance, whether it is like decreasing sickness, then improving recovery time. The more diverse and healthy the gut is, the better energy you have, more mental clarity, and even more emotional, like better emotional well-being, which we've been discussing for the past few weeks. All of this. Now, if you don't have a healthy gut, or like a not so diverse gut, right? A lot of research is showing that this is related to things like autoimmune conditions, diabetes, then neurodegenerative disorders like Alzheimer's, and even emotional issues like anxiety and depression. Now, often we've heard the term, you are what you eat. We also heard this one, you are the sum of 5 people around you, right? So really take a look at your circle. The same goes with whatever we eat. Now this might actually take you back to the time when, you know, our parents forced us to eat a lot of stuff we didn't like. Could be when we were young, or maybe like we know people who still refuse to eat a lot of veggies and fruits because they don't like the taste. But well, guess what, If we eat poorly, two things can happen. One is that it can prevent you from getting the nutrients. Not can, it definitely does prevent you from getting all the nutrients that like we need to stay healthy. And two, it's going to damage and change the composition of our gut microbiome, causing an inability for proper nutrient breakdown. So we look at three molecules also that we get from dietary intake. Like you have to eat these. We have to get these things from the food that we eat. So first is something called tryptophan. Might have heard of it, might not have heard of it. It's found in eggs and chia seeds. And the body takes tryptophan and it converts it into a lot of other really important molecules. Then two of them, one is serotonin. We know serotonin, it's something that makes you happy. It's super important. And then there is melatonin, which actually helps you to sleep. So imagine if you don't have any tryptophan, or if you are not like consuming enough tryptophan, no matter no how many roses or gold or chocolates you're going to get, it's just not going to make you happy. And that's actually kind of sad. And also, like, you won't be able to sleep. If you have trouble sleeping, you should definitely check out on this. Now, guess what is a rich source of tryptophan? Guess. So it's an essential amino acid. So if you're thinking what I'm thinking, if you're thinking what I'm thinking, you're right. It's spirulina. Oh my god, yeah. One of the richest plant-based protein that is rich with tryptophan. And according to various sources, spirulina contains like very significant amount of tryptophan, with the 100-gram serving providing approximately 929, let's round it 930 mg of tryptophan. So the recommended daily intake of tryptophan for an average adult is about 250 to 425 milligrams per day. Now, obviously, like this varies depending upon like a lot of factors, age, diet, lifestyle, etc. So if your kids don't eat the veggies, so if your kids or if you know other kids who don't like to eat the veggies, you don't have to be worried, you don't have to be stressed, because you have the superfood god right in your hands. That's spiraling. Okay, so we talked about spirulina being one of the richest source of tryptophan. So if like I like don't like to eat um a lot of a wide variety of vegetables, but one thing I can tell you is that my health is my immune system is very strong compared to, I'm not bragging, but it's just true, because diseases are coming up every day. And compared to my friends and a lot of even older people that I know, who also say they eat a wide variety of vegetables and fruits. But even vegetables and fruits nowadays, they come with a lot of pesticides and fertilizers. So it doesn't really do the job it should be doing. So if you yourself hate, eating a lot of veggies, this is good news for you. So the more spirulina that you eat, better your sleep quality, better your mood, and lesser your risk will be to like neurodegenerative disorders. And oh my god, yeah, almost forgot, even the noni fruit. We had a whole separate session about the noni fruit, right? It is, I think, one of the only main fruits that contain a significant amount of tryptophan. You know what? I feel like Dr. Lim is actually on a mission to save the entire humanity. He's cooking something. But well, we have spalina and noni. Have it, guys. Have it very well. And another one is a compound called tyrosine. Maybe you might know about it, might not know about it. It's also an amino acid, and it's found in foods like almonds, then lentils and seeds, and some other stuff. And again, spirulina is a rich source of this tyrosine. So tyrosine is converted to a variety of really important things as well, like dopamine. Now that's a compound that you've definitely heard of. It's one of the very famous uh, compounds. It essentially what it does is like motivates you to do stuff, and it's this initiative oriented behavior that it helps to propel. Then an epinephrine, which we have discussed before 2 3 times. This is like otherwise known as adrenaline. We definitely know this one. Okay, this is the fight or flight molecule, which is really helpful, especially when you're up on a stage, or giving a meeting like this, and when the power cuts off, you're just stuck. Now imagine if you don't have these things, what would happen? Here's what would happen. Okay, if you don't have this, one thing is you'd be extremely obese, just lying there on a couch, or worse yet, if you were being chased by a mountain lion. Let's stick with the dog. It's more common. I've been chased by many dogs when I was young, quite a few. I'm sure like all of you might have some similar experience like this. Getting chased by something could also be your mom or your dad. Who knows? So if you have low tyrosine, then you wouldn't care. You would just stand there like, huh? Oh, a lion is coming after me. It's aggressively running towards you, and you're just there like, a lion, it's running to me. And that's definitely not what we want, right? We want our bodies to respond accordingly. So again, eat your spirulina and feed everyone around you spirulina and Noni, RG, GL, everything. Then there is another thing, that is the indole 3 lactic acid, which is a metabolite of tryptophan. Again, you know, if you eat spirulina, you should get all of these. There's a reason why it's called the superfood, and this is the reason clearly. So metabolite is like an intermediate or end product of metabolism, and this one is like mainly found in fermented food like pickles, kimchi, kefir. So what does that mean? Kombucha. Kombucha will be an amazing source of this um, ILA. Now, this indole 3 lactic acid, right, is super important because your body takes it in, and there are like certain bacteria in the gut that actually converts this ILA into something called IPA, indole propionic acid. That is actually one of the strongest antioxidants in the body, and this one is a metabolite produced by the gut microbiota, okay, which has been linked to various biological processes like antibacterial properties, neuroprotective effects, inflammation, and type 2 diabetes, etc. So what's an antioxidant again? So our body has a variety of different chemical processes that happen, and many of them create things called free radicals. These are bad. They are reactive species that go and damage your cells. They damage the DNA and then ultimately can lead to things like cancer. So these antioxidants come in and actually break down your free radicals, keeping you healthy for longer. So IPA, very important. So clearly, eating certain type of food is really necessary to keep you healthy, but it's not sufficient. So a healthy microbiome is needed to be able to execute these conversion processes that we're talking about. So we need them to digest things, and like throw out other things that we don't want, which is really important in keeping our health really good. So let's talk a bit about what makes a healthy microbiome. We know it has to be really diverse. Okay, so let's say you decide that you are just going to eat food that are really high in fat. So things like hot dogs, ice cream, and pizza. If you train your system to do this, your gut is going to start using more and more of the type of bacteria that are used to seeing these kinds of food that you eat, and eventually you are going to like skew the ratio between those bacteria. It's going to outcompete the other types that are there, because they're not being used. You're only eating fat food. So the other ones, when you give to the body, the gut is like, what should I do with this? Okay, let me see what I can do with it, but it doesn't really work. So you like end up with a situation where you can have a very unhealthy and not diverse set of bacteria in your gut. Now, you might ask, like, can you reverse this? Of course, but it often takes like a lot of time and a lot of energy to do this. Sometimes you actually like cannot, sometimes you just, once those bacteria are gone, it can be really tough to bring them back. So what's really interesting is that the body tries to actually generate the right building blocks, like even if you've damaged your gut. So the food you eat, like, they're trying to create these compounds to keep you healthy, but there's just not enough of them, so they're not working the right way. Whereas on the other hand, the person has lots of diversity, lots of different bacteria, then they're able to take in the food and digest it and spit out many things that are really important to keep you healthy. Now here's the sad part. Okay, many of the things that we do in our life are in fact like completely lethal to the microbiome. I love chips. Who doesn't like chips? We all love chips. Sometimes we just binge eat them. But sadly, you don't find a lot of healthy stuff in most chips. You're not going to find tyrosine and tryptophan or ILA here, right? Antibiotics, medicines, they're really useful. They're really helpful, and we definitely at this age, we need them. But they kill bacteria, and they don't just kill like the bad bacteria, they also like kill the good ones and everything probably that they can find. So oftentimes after you've gone through a course of antibiotics, you kill off your microbiome. Sometimes it never rebuilds itself properly. That's why we, here in the DXN family, like, people suggest have your RG, your GL, and your spice, their food. Okay, more than you usually have, and obviously along with whatever meds you're taking, because Texan food is superfood. It's a complete food for the body, and it will help you regain immunity and strength before you know it. Then we have stress. Of course, stress is a big topic. Like, we could have a whole 30-minute talk on stress and the negative impacts it has on our microbiome and our entire body in full. Like, your central nervous system, like your brain, is intimately connected to your gut. We know that. And the two talk back and forth to each other. Think about it, like when you're stressed, you have a headache, you feel terrible, you often feel that stress in your stomach, butterflies in your stomach, anxiety. Sometimes you have to go to the bathroom more. It's they talk to each other all the time. They're intimately connected. They're besties. And so the more stressed you are, the more likely it is that you will damage your microbiome. And oh my god, okay. And then lastly, we live in a very aseptic society, and this is bad. Now, aseptic is a processing technique. okay, to produce shelf stable products that do not need refrigeration. Interesting. What this does is this decreases the diversity of bacteria in the gut. And one of my favorite examples is, you know, back many years ago, kids would play in the dirt and they'd be exposed. Like today, it's actually dangerous to like let small kids play outside. That's how the situation has become. It's just dangerous to go outside. Even in the air, we can find a lot of, now there's some fever running. Be careful, guys. Eat all your RGGLs and spirulina. There is something is in the air. It's definitely not love. So this time it's not, it's not safe at all to be exposed to the soil and stuff like that. So like all kinds of, back then, okay, kids would they're exposed to all kinds of things outside, and it was much better. The environment was also much better back then. Now kids just come inside, they watch TV, they play on their phones, and a lot of diseases are actually being connected to the lack of diversity in the gut. Things like autism, ADHD. Oh my god, super, it's like super important to get outside, but I cannot say how much, because of the things and how our environment is being affected. Like now we've actually reached the point where having ADHD, right, is fun or it's cool. They joke about disorders like it is something good to have them. Social media is really promoting like having ADHD as something that's cool or fun. They make jokes out of it. Every day you can see some joke on autism, ADHD, or something like that. People are sort of being proud, having this disorder. It's deeply disappointing, actually. I've literally met people like this. So, what can we do about this? Well, the good news is not all is lost. It is possible to improve your gut. This is called improving your internal fitness. So, what are some simple things that you can do to help improve your gut? We've talked about this, but I'm going to say it again, changing your diet. If you're not someone who eats healthy or likes to eat a lot of junk food, start reducing that first and take more RG, take more GL and more SPY and Noni juice. I'm a big fan of Noni juice now. Like, if you want to make changes, improve your gut or improve any diseases, like get rid of them. Um, we've talked about stress, then stress management techniques like mindfulness, meditation, breathing exercises to like minimize your stress levels. And exercise is great. 15-20 minutes of walking, maybe there are 10-minute intense, really good cardio sessions on YouTube. If you do not exercise, please exercise, because a lot of people, they are literally depending their entire life on RGGL. That's cool. RGGL is cool, but still you need exercise. You need exercise. So like in YouTube you can find 10-minute hit cardio sessions which will really tire you out, but it's good. Start your day with a 10-minute exercise. Even if you have no time, you will have time. You'll have 10 minutes. Definitely you'll have 10 minutes, so you can do it. So like walking, running, whatever, a day, it can help you be regular in your loose sessions. And it can also reduce your stress, and it can actually help to it'll actually help promote the growth of certain types of bacteria. And then lastly, supplementation. Certain things that your body needs, like you might actually like take a supplement. Yeah, sometimes there's like a lot of fish that you have to eat in order to get the equivalency of like one pill. That's literally where spirulina and ganoderma comes in. This is what we should be telling people. Like, we know in ganoderma we have more than 70,000 plus active ingredients, and spirulina being the superfood recognized by the World Health Organization, and it literally being the best and richest source of plant-based protein. I think no, I know we have the best food to come back from anything. More than come back, prevent. I mean, we have a limit to how much we can eat every day during every meal, right? Like, if you want to explore the full potential of your human body, you cannot eat 45 types of veggies and fruits and nuts every day, right? Does that make sense? No, it's humanly impossible. But what if all of them together were formulated into a capsule or tablet form? You have that already. Sometimes we may forget how much of a powerful of a weapon, an army we have in our hands, but it's okay because I'm here to remind you. So listen to your body, listen to your gut, and thank you. That's it for today, guys. I hope you liked today's session. Okay. Any questions you can ask me here, or you can message me on WhatsApp. Okay. Thank you, guys. I will see you again next week. Good night and good morning, DXN. Bye.